Peoples of the worldwide federated internet. What's good? So we're returning to the book of Exodus, and today we're going to Exodus chapter 36 and verse 8. Last time we left off was at verse 7. Let's get into this. And every wise-hearted man among them that wrought the work of the tabernacle made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet, with the cherubims of cuning of cuning. Yeah. Sometimes you just get mixed up when you start reading certain things. Let me back up. Getting ahead of myself. And purple and scarlet with cherubims of cunning work made he them. The length of the curtain was 28 cubits, and the breadth of the curtain 4 cubits. The curtains were all of one size. And he coupled the 5 curtains and unto another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled one unto another. And he made loops of blue on the edge of the one curtain from the selvage and the coupling. Likewise, he made in the uttermost side of another curtain and the coupling of the second. 50 loops made he in one curtain, and 50 loops made he in the edge of the curtain which was in the coupling of the second. The loops held one curtain to another. And he made 50 taches. Get my place again. Yeah. Verse 12. Or let me see where I was at. My screen kind of jumped on me when I went to move it. Verse 8, and I read verse 10, and he made loops. Got that. Verse 13. Had to catch myself. And he made 50 taches of gold, coupled the curtains one unto another with the taches, so it became one tabernacle. Again, all of this is just explaining the work that all of these people that God inspired is explaining the work that went into what they were doing. Is going over how they constructed all these things. Verse 14, and he made curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains he made them. The length of the one curtain was 30 cubits, and 4 cubits was the breadth of one curtain. The 11 curtains were of one size, and as a few episodes ago, maybe 6 or 7 or so, I can't remember, where I went over what a cubit was. You can go back and search some of those earlier episodes, or you can just look it up yourself. I believe it was something like 20.3 inches or something like that. I can't remember offhand. I decided not to get too wrapped up into writing down the measurements, because that's something that everybody can go look up. The length of the curtain was 30 cubits, and 4 cubits was the breadth of the curtain. The 11 curtains were of one size, and he coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves. And he made 50 loops upon the uttermost edge of the curtain in the coupling, and 50 loops and 50 loops made he upon the edge of the curtain which coupled the second. I'm mumbling all over my words today. Forgive me. Verse 18, and he made 50 taches brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one. And he made a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering of badger skins above that. And he made boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood, standing up. The length of the board was 10 cubits, and the breadth of the board 1 cubit and a half. One board had 2 tenons, equally distant one from another. Thus did they make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side southward, and 40 sockets of silver he made upon the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And for the other side of the tabernacle, which is toward the north corner, he made 20 boards. And there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under the one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the sides of the tabernacle westward, he made 6 boards, and 2 boards made for the corners of the tabernacle in the 2 sides. And they were coupled beneath and coupled together at the head thereof to one ring. Thus he did to both of them and both the corners. And there were 8 boards, and the sockets were 16 sockets of silver, and every board 2 sockets. And he made bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle for the side westward. Before I continue, I really just wanted to stop and say this. Now, while I can see that there are probably certain things that some of these numbers concerning the construction of the tabernacle are probably related to, I can't say definitively, so I won't jump out the window and say, yeah, this represents this and this represents that, although I believe that that's definitely hugely possible. What I will say is, when God gives us details, it's not there's a reason for it, right? We have these details for a reason, because you have to ask yourself, God preserved this Bible, preserved the record of what happened. Why was this specific thing preserved? Now, I don't have the answer for that right out the gate, offhand, but I definitely think that that's something we should probably ask ourselves. Why is this record maintained? Why do we have this account with such specific detail for how the tabernacle was constructed? Verse 33, and he made the middle bar to shoot through the boards from the one end to the other. And he overlaid the boards with gold, and he made their rings of gold to be places for bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. And he made a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen with cherubims, made he it of cunning work. And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. And he made an hanging for the tabernacle door of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen and needlework, and 5 pillars of it with their hooks. And he overlaid their chapters and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. Now again, I do not even dare come to you and proclaim that I have the breakdown of all of this, because I don't. This is still something I'm looking into. And I'm actually, right now, while I'm going through the book of Genesis, I'm also still kind of doing a historical study through the book of Jonah. And this has actually been something that's been going on for a couple months. I know I'm kind of getting off on a tangent and talking about another study that I'm doing. I've been looking into Jonah for months, going over historical accounts of different Assyrian kings, because that 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 actually gives you a lot of insight into what's going on with the Book of Jonah. Anyway, I said all that to say I I I, I get to these points where I'm like, all right, I don't understand why this is here, but it is here for a reason. Now, could it be that we simply have this just to know how the temple was constructed? That is definitely possible. It's not out of the realm of that's not out of the realm of possibility. But I believe that the construction of the tabernacle means much more when you look at the way it was designed. I think there's probably more to it. Now, I'm not going to say that definitively. I know I've read and listened to a lot of people who say definitively this is X or this is Y or this is Z. I can't say that because I don't know that. I have no reason necessarily to doubt what some of these people have said. But if somebody shows me something from the Bible and it's clear enough that I could open my Bible and show that to someone else, like, no, the Bible definitely says this. Let me open to this book, this chapter, this verse, and let me show you how this breaks down and what this says. I can run with that. But if somebody says something to me and I can't open my Bible and show another person, oh, this is what the Bible says. Oh yeah, I'm 100% confident because of X, Y, and Z. Then I don't just run with it as law. That's just a practice that I have. I know that's not something that everyone does, and I understand. I get it. I try to do that because if you live long enough to be wrong enough times, then you will learn to be more reserved about what you say dogmatically. And I have a bad habit about saying things dogmatically and coming back like, not so much. And I explained all that so you know why you see me do a bunch of reading, right, through these portions of the book of Exodus, but not a bunch of explaining. Well, you got to really understand something to be able to explain. And I know enough to know when I don't understand. Y'all know what it is. Stay frosty, people.